these days, it's your girl Franz and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I'll be showing you how to make a quick and easy treat for maybe if it's a hot day and you just want something to cool you down, or if you just want something so sweet, it is super good. So without further ado, I'll be showing you how to make chocolate covered bananas. Without further ado, let's get on with this video. Okay, so for the first step, we are going to melt our chocolate. I have over here some hot water and I have a big bowl. And I'm just going to place the hot water into our big bowl, just a little bit because we have a small bowl here which we will put our chocolate in, and we don't want it to overflow to the sides and then the chocolate would end up seizing because of the water. Okay, so I have my chocolate here on a cutting board. I cut it into very small bits and pieces so that it melts faster, and I've had it outside kind of getting softer so that it doesn't take too long to melt. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to place it into our big bowl, and then I'm just going to let that sit there for around 5 minutes while stirring occasionally, and it's going to be melted around that time. Then we're going to add a bit of oil so that it kind of becomes a bit more runnier. If you're going to use compound chocolate, you don't need to temper your chocolate, but if you are using real chocolate per se, then you might need to temper it. I'm not exactly experienced in that area because the chocolate that we normally find is compound chocolate, but there are a bunch of great videos on YouTube where you can learn how to temper your chocolate. So for the next step, we're going to move on while our chocolate is melting. I have here a banana. And then this is a pretty small sized banana, or like a medium sized banana. So I'm gonna cut it into two and then set that aside for later on. For once our chocolate is melted, we'll be dipping it. These are all going to be different shapes and sizes, which I kind of like that because it's kind of, it has a lot of variation, and I like the rustic feel of when I chocolate coat something. The story of how me and my parents of how I kind of decided that I also wanted to film this is because one time me and my parents were going on the way home and we had to stop by a convenience store to get some stuff, and we saw like chocolate covered bananas like on the storefront. Like they were selling chocolate covered bananas and we were like, ooh, that looks nice, why don't we try it? So we bought it. The next day we ate it. The bananas were not ripe at all. It was unsatisfying. I thought it would be like sweet banana, like frozen sweet banana, but it was very unappetizing. So then I made this and everything was solved. Everything's perfect. At this point, our chocolate is almost fully melted, and I'm going to add a bit of oil so that it's a bit more runnier later on. I'm using a flavorless oil, but you can also use oils such as coconut oil, which I love using it for whenever I'm making stuff like this because I love the flavor of coconut. But yeah, you can use whatever oil really. Okay, it is almost melted. Okay, so now I'm going to take a popsicle stick, but another thing you can do if you don't have popsicle sticks is you can use skewers, because skewers are normally long, you can cut it into half and then stick one end up there. Or you can also use chopsticks. You know how they're attached together, right? You can just detach them. You can just detach them and then you can cut it into half, but it might leave some splinters, which is not recommendable for it to be a bit more edible. Okay, now I'm going to take a popsicle stick and I am going to take some of the chocolate and place it onto the stick. And then I'm going to take a banana and then I'm going to stick it in there. Okay, just have a feel of if it is deep enough in there, and then afterwards I just kind of let it sit. You can put it in the fridge if you want, but I'm just leaving it like this. Okay, now I'm going to repeat the same step with everything else. In the event of your banana may crack when you stick your popsicle stick in, don't panic. Just take a bit of your chocolate and then place it over that crack Oh, it looks a bit messy right now, but it's totally okay. Let's take a bit more chocolate. And then just spread it slightly. If you can, try to get it in the hole as well. It's okay if it's messy like that. What you want to do afterwards is just leave it in the fridge to set, and then you can coat it in the chocolate. It's no problem. The good thing about using flavorless oil is that if you add a bit too much of the oil, then the flavor of the oil won't taste through, because you know that like cardboardy taste of oil and like that oily feeling, it won't have that if you use flavorless oil. But I mean, coconut oil, I mean, there's not really a problem with coconut oil. I love coconut oil. Okay, anyways, this is pretty runny, and I'm going to take one of the popsicles. The bottom of this quickly set, and I'm just going to pour it over my popsicle. Just pouring it, spreading it. Just kind of scraping off some of the excess. That looks beautiful. Just kind of tapping it for a bit more of the excess to come off. And then now I'm going to put it onto a piece of parchment paper. And then I'm going to take some sprinkles, or you can use whatever toppings you want. And I'm just going to make it colorful. You can use marshmallows, you can use, you can add more chocolate, you can drizzle it with white chocolate, dark chocolate, whatever you fancy. Okay, now I'm going to do the rest. We are now done making our chocolate-covered banana popsicles, and I'm so excited to try it out. Without further ado, let's take a bite. Okay, I think there's gonna be a big crunch, so. The soft banana in there with the nice chocolate. It's not too sweet, and it has a nice kind of fresh flavor because of the banana. Add a bit of peanut butter or caramel on this. It is going to be perfect. I highly suggest you guys try it out, since it is such a simple recipe that you can quickly make at home, and you probably have most of the ingredients on hand. If not, the ingredients are pretty cheap. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this video to your friends, and comment down below what you think I should make next, and I will try to make it happen. Also follow me on my Instagram and Facebook page at Franz Gabriel. Don't forget, happiness starts in the kitchen. Be positive, share love. Thank you for watching. Franz Gabriel. See you on my next video.